presuming, right? That's what we've heard. So let's see if we see any clear changes here for NIP on this second map. They had a great start. Back on Inferno. Nork looks to do it to him again, but Heroic got this smoke and they're going to run past main, trading not to their favor. ZTR keeping the advantage. Nork peeking out from the side, catches the bomb, but he can't kill it. They're behind him as well. Hampus helps out, and NIP crunching outsider, killing everyone where they stand. Heroic 2 players up, and caught just by Nork, standing still. Refresh in the garage, and he's done some damage, but capitalizing won't be easy, and he's got no armor either. Getting tagged, getting churned up, and Nork will close it out. So yeah,
looking to find a force victory here. Outside smoke's getting lined up and throw it over. That gives some pathing across to Cadian to try and work his magic outside. And the rest of Heroic are just waiting here in the lobby. Now, Rez has dropped down B early. This maybe softens up this A bomb site just a tad and allows for these entries to come in. Rez dies trying to get back up the ladder. And over in main, Nork, doing what he can, has at least made this doable, right? Left in a 1v2. It's not impossible, but they just leave the A site now. They say to Nork, yeah, man, you can have it. We're going B. They're going to get this bomb planted. Now, he's fast into ramp, maybe a little faster than Heroic are ready for. Stown is still up on A. Luckily enough, Cadian is just going to win the fight out, win out the head-to-head. So
this time they get it in early and push NIP to pistols. Hampus goes into the vent again. Heroic armed and dangerous. Setting up util on this A site, we've got to stack this time around, even though we have that lower drop, a further boost back up. ZTR, oh, he needs to go quick. He's fallen off instead. That will do. Shotgun Deagle, and he takes down one, but Tessa's on the entries, as is tradition, doubles down. Hampus stuck in the vent, waiting for his time to shine, and he's going to come up and catch Stown reloading, but gets the mag in time, 4 on 2. And bomb planted. This should just be fine and dandy for Heroic. Another one for Stown. And we're seeing all the stars shine bright for Heroic, right? Tess is looking great on that previous map. Refresh had some key rounds as well. Cadian's orb was lights out. And so Stown starting strong here as well. It's not the hope that NIP had. Where'd he go?
Yeah, one of the things I think that, you know, like works so well for a team like Heroic kind of is become like your MSL type figure.
Yeah,
and that was literally where it all began, right? Was between those two. So yeah, man, I think he's just great at like really getting value out of these guys, because you know that everyone around him is really, really hungry, right? Everyone's really, really keen. And so he's molded them into something that for him was like a journey across his entire career, right? He's condensing like years of playing this game down and, you know, kind of helping these guys fast track themselves into very, very complete players. And so, yeah, man, like we've had great games out of everyone on Heroic. Like there isn't a weak link identifiable so far. This round's a little bit weird because they've taken lobby. So Stown might die to these USPs. Just kind of been talking over it because it shouldn't have any like grand implications in the round. It should just mean you get out of this with an AK on the side of NIP.
Yeah, you know,
little, there we go. You unclog that.
Yeah, thank you. I'm waiting to see if there is a resurgence from MSL, because like talking to Danish or in-game leaders, I still think that could be a route for MSL, right? We know there's deep talent pool in Denmark. The other ex-North players, you know, in AZ and Gay, they've gone off to form another Danish mix without MSL. So I do wonder what the future is like for MSL, and if he's going to come back, make a resurgence. That would be cool to see, right? Especially around like some young plucky underdogs. Nork, he had some banging shots in the last map as well. Although Orb getting countered quite a lot, right? As his Inferno utility often the case. Nuke are going to have a lot more room to rotate, to move, to play aggressive, and to get yourself into action. Cadian gets down the vent. Sneaky, sneaky. Is there any confirmation? Oh, Molly on the roof of the hut. Rez has got a drop. Cadian's waiting for someone to follow him down, but they won't make that mistake. Meanwhile, Nork has not moved a muscle towards garage. Waiting for this yard cross that he might get from Refresh, who is just jiggling, dropping smokes. to get that cross in, not going above. I like the move. But will it find anything? Right now, it's just a fake for Heroic. They've thrown the smokes. They're hoping to draw a rotate down B out of ramp. They've done that, but look who's filled the void. It's Nork coming back from outside to take ramp as Plopski's lower. So Heroic double back. They don't commit. Cadian can come up the vent with them, and this will all end in A.
Oh, yeah, Cadian's drawing the attention away from the doors, giving a bit of a bird here to Tesses, but still deals with him. And with Hampus helping out from main, this A site play is shut down, locked in.
Smokes because, you know, he gets down silent. And if NIP give him the pick from A, they go down vent, they die. Well, that A site is ripe for the taking. But in reality, it was still 3 players on top because Plopski drops B, Nork goes from yard to ramp, and there's no rotates needed there for NIP. So Heroic do walk into the stack. All their faking, all their ruse doesn't really draw much of a rotate, despite their best efforts. 3-2, NIP resurging in. Refresh has made it to Secret this time around. Nork is back in hell, very passive. Plopski on ramp, hard position to play, and if you die with nothing, it can be a problem, but he gets a 1-for-1. Now they're all flicking and finding Stown. Bomb is loose. Tessus can get it down B. Nork's already rotated out. Cadian will make his way across as well, and Hampers is anchoring this bomb site on his own.
Yeah, hell of a lot for Hampus to do, but there he is, good on the first. Still a threat, still a problem, and they can't deal with Hampus. He sends them all to the grave.
To fighting at the garage. Last round, Heroic had deep smokes coming down outside towards Hell as well, cutting him off. This time, he plays for the fight. No one up on Silo. They're running amok right behind this utility. Nor can't stop them. The molly will be a deterrent, but players can just run through. Hampus is already lower again, very fast in getting into position. Are they ready from this deep? No, Cadian looks away, but he flicks back for the frag, and now he's armed his teammates as they storm the B site.
Oh yeah, Rez having to get out of there as well. Doesn't want to fall prey to these players that are flooding down into B. So Plopski, for the time being, is the only line of defense here. Up on top of the rafters, holding on to the decon doors. Plopski good for a double. The bomb can go down here, and a 3-on-3. It's not easy waters for NIP. Not smooth sailing yet. Rez is being delayed on the rotate by Refresh as well. So temporarily, it's just this 2-on-2. ZTR's given up his deep position in Secret. Now they know about him, and Shush and Tessas have both got their eyes on this position. There's the swing. ZTR, good for the double. He's made this round possible after all. Refresh is so damn late on this Secret wrap. He's going to struggle to play into this round. Smoke on the bomb, and Refresh is just saving. It's NIP up on a 4.
Got some investment, but also some saved cash here for Heroic. Back to yard, back to the AWP, they spot it. Smokes it down out, but it's not a full commit. Heroic still have players in the lobby holding on. And hold they shall, waiting for a mistake, waiting for a reaction from these outside smokes. There is none. Refresh has managed to cross. At least he is down B, trying to cause commotion, but NIP just ignore the problem. They tell him, fine, you can have B. We don't want it anyway. Without numbers down on that lower side, with only Refresh trying to look for picks that will not be presented, Heroic are going to be waiting a while for very little result. So it might just come down to this ramp crunch right now. We've seen these A stacks hold strong for NIP. So they've got to get past the AWP instead.
Yeah, you can wait for Refresh to get set up in window, and now this AWP is kind of trapped here at ramp, right? If he tries to rotate down B, well, then that's where Refresh should have him dead to right. So Nork not in an easy spot here. Getting that first kill, falling back into the B bomb site. Refresh, there it is. He delivers on his promise of getting this ramp frag. The lobby aggression dealt with at that first push. ZTR goes unaccounted for and is good for the first. It's a 2-on-2 now. Heroic, they've still got Refresh down on B. If he tries to come up this vent, he could be in the prying eyes of Plopski, but instead, they throw the bomb down and they live to tell the tale. 7 seconds, it's still dropped out at the decon door, and there's just no time for Cadian there.
It's just a bit of a sad ending for Heroic in what is a crazy game right now for NIP. But as we know, Heroic are no slackers, and they're not going to, remain silent for long. Again, down, Secret, Refresh, hit every round, no stopping to him. Tessus gets into main. Heroic have a lot of room in this round with the man advantage going their way. Up through the door. Looking for the hut roof player. That's CTR. Refresh still hunting B. There's the kill for Tessus on that top site. Now Rez back in the site and he falls as well. Tessus always good for 2 it seems, and Shush will help out Heroic 5-on-1. And it's done. It's dusted. It's a 4th round, whether Plopsky likes it or not. His best play, sad to say, is playing for a ninja defuse. And that's really reaching.
Yeah, it's a real feel-good moment, though, for Heroic, right? They've not really got to do anything since we saw them come in with that forced victory, you know, winning some rounds on the back of the money. When the rifles have been in play, they've really struggled. So you don't get much more confidence boosting than like a flawless round up against the rifles, you know, especially when you're coming into that to begin with like not even the most complete buy you could have had. Tessus with the Galil is actually the man who gets 2 of the openers there. And now he's upgraded himself as well. Plopsky still just trying to get away with this AK, but he is getting hunted from ramp, and the flash leaves him blind. So Heroic come in with round number 4.
He's going to cross, but this isn't really a solution. It will stop these hell wraps and these main drops from Tessus that we've seen, but it won't stop the secret control that Heroic are being loud and proud about. Cadian trapped up by the vent. Refresh doesn't make it down, and neither does Cadian, as both players die in separate positions. And now this is quite the denial. Nork still has the back of garage, so crossing from this outside control will be denied. And they don't want B anyway. They've lost all progress there. They've lost their vent player. And so they're walking into dark territory. Instead looking for kills outside by Red while they wait for Sound to lurk and to work the door. But he's made noise, and IP know he's here, and there's not many options up for Heroic.
Oh, man, Rez just fights him head on. The numbers are gone for Heroic. They might be able to late cross down Secret. That's the only chance they've got now, is on the back of this B play. Shush and Tessus. Unlikely round here. 2-on-5. Rez doesn't really know what's going on down here at B, and they've just missed this timing onto him. He's now ahead of them, posted up in the control room. Rez coming back, and they are looking the wrong way, still able to adjust in time, as Tess says. So now there's a path carved down into B, a chance at this bomb plant, and a chance at a 2-on-5. Turned 2-on-4. Bomb planted out in the open. The rotation's now coming through for NIP. But there's been a fair bit of time for Heroic to get set up here. This isn't plain sailing anymore. You do still have this smoke on Hampus. That could prove to be key as this round drags on. They lose Tess as the trade is in for Shush. Now they know about him. Now they know where he is. This vent player trying to deal with him, but he's given up the position with that one stray bullet. Proves to not matter as the round is still locked in. The defuse stuck.
Remaining competitive in this map, and it's not their pick in the series either. So that was of big importance. Rez dead early. Cadian boosted up in the door looking for that kill. And now the world's your oyster if you're Heroic. You can go back outside, you can lay up these smokes late in the round. NIP have sometimes thrown Molotovs to disrupt them. That's not going to be available now in the mid-round. They do have the mollies, but they're not considering it. Hampus firing off shots and trading his gun. Can also give the indication that there are more players on this A site than there are. But Heroic are not interested in A. They're going back to these smokes, as said. Nork looking for the pick, almost catches the jumping player, but almost won't cut it.
Yeah, it's not even the outside play. Instead, they move back in at ramp. Now, this AWP is here on Nork and delivers that one killing blow onto Stown before getting mollied out of there. Refresh is crossing through the outside smokes, and Hampus, who has just checked Secret, is now under the illusion that no one was behind these outside smokes. The outside is clear. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. Refresh has hit a good timing on this wrap, and Hampus might be a dead man walking. Still focused on these players in control. Refresh might be about to hit this timing, and this is still a position that NIP believe is clear. Oh, no. There are a lot of kills on Refresh's plate right now, and he doesn't know about them yet. But quite soon, he might be the man that ends this entire round for NIP.
Oh no, they're going to try and escape.
Oh no, Refresh with the mow down. They never knew about him. And so there's the cleanup. Heroic up onto 5. They get all the kills again, and this time it's with big implications. It breaks them up. Oh, all right, Hampus. All right. Seeing the smokes come in, Hampus has made it fast into secret. But Heroic aren't moving up behind them, so it's all kind of hanging in the balance right now for whether or not we see much out of this position for Hampus. There are flashes on members of his team as well that could try and set him up. Heroic have actually waited for these outside smokes to fully fade before going back to this outside control. And so no one from NIP is really expecting this right now. Now they hear all this utility. Now they hear all this noise getting made outside. And so Hampus is just playing this one on a bit of a timing, seeing how much he can get away with. They're losing more and more control by the second. Heaven is about to get taken away from NIP. And even then, right, Secret is being accounted for. So Hampus is really going to struggle to get much done, no matter the timing he hits here. Heaven wrap now in, and this puts the A-site players under a tremendous amount of stress and pressure, right? You're trying to watch Heaven, you're trying to care about the hut, the door, main, too many angles, and not enough players to cover them. ZTR dead as well. And Nork followed up onto, almost hits that timing, almost makes something happen.
Well, NIP just didn't have the weaponry to fight, right? That's a round that you don't run against the AWP that can play those fullback positions in CT. And now even more pistols, now even more chances for Heroic to be let off the leash and uncover this CT hold, trapped out behind the boxes, and Shush opens up too. It's just free real estate right now. Cadian's playing Glock over AWP, and it's working. What's not to love right now for Heroic? 7 rounds on their plate, 5 alive at the end of it. Yeah, and not a lot to do it with either. No AWP for Nork. Refresh running again behind these secret smokes ahead of his team, and he makes it through relatively unscathed. Rez is now the rotate. It's been Hampus in the past. He's still spamming with the AWP, getting good damage across, right? Just random shots connecting to the legs. Plopsky on ramp and Rez in B. They got the boost peak and he doesn't get seen, luckily. Cadian checks out his angle, but Plopsky luckily falls back just at the right time. Rez on an off angle. Smoke out ramp. There's 2 players here. There have always been good rotates on the CT side for NIP. They've always had the players in the right place, but right now they're getting avoided on ramp. Rez needs something. He gets domed. A bullet from Refresh. CTR solo anchoring A, and they're walking towards the door as well. They could completely bypass him. The bomb is B. Meanwhile, Hampus will stop one from crossing, but the mollies are in deep, and Heroic are trying to challenge them. A dangerous decision as they lose players on that top site at the same time. The rotate out gets cut off by Refresh, and it is a B play after all. Despite those 2 vent players coming down and stopped by NIP, Heroic have found places to hide in the site. Tessus tries to fight, and now it is just Refresh.
How on earth is he meant to maneuver this one?
Oh.
ZTR swinging out, puts a stop to the round. And NIP now moving on to 7. Ooh, all right. Chance at a good first half after all. That's nice from NIP. And so he hears the vent rotate. He tries to catch them off guard. And maybe if he'd gone 1-for-1, maybe there's a chance. But it's all stripped away. It doesn't matter anymore.
And again, rooting with Refresh. He runs around the smokes. He somehow, again, finds his way lower. And this time, it's a different player. NIP have thrown everything at Refresh and to see what sticks. Hampus has been there. Rez has had a go. Now it's the AWP. Tess is smoking off main. And so this B play is all but a ruse, all but a fake. As Heroic look to wrap hell yet again. And this is when you'd love your AWP in position, but of course it's been maneuvered down lower. And so Heroic have perfectly outplayed it. Heaven is going to be free. ZTR is up in position in a nice little off angle tucked in the corner, but Heroic have numbers here setting up for this A split. Tessus is waiting on his teammate to double peek this angle. So ZTR can't go too early. And even then, what's he going to get? Spotted, cleaned out, and now the A site is ruptured.
Yeah, and it's horrible, man. Like, even when you know about this Heaven wrap, it's such a horrific angle to try and hold. It draws so much attention away as well. Now, this bomb is on the back of Cadian, outside of the B site. As mentioned, Nork posted up here earlier on and gets away with that kill. Now, Heroic only have this bomb alone down on B. Oh, the trades go left and right all across the map. Cadian, this fight could decide everything, and missed shots. The bomb dropped over, leaves it all on Tessus. 10 seconds. I don't think there's any time. I don't think he can do it, even with this kill. Oh, Nork surely got it. Oh, No, it's only the tag, but regardless, the round is locked in. There's nothing Tessez can do. NIP, they narrowly win out that first half at 8-7 to Heroic. Doolies on top of Hut. This is the best position you could put the Doolies in. We've seen it time and time again. So let's see what they accomplish. There's the first fist down. Shush is going to help out. And the Doolies, they can just keep going all damn day, baby. They're in with a double. Running low on ammo, and Tessez going to come in to help out right at the very end.
And while the rotates were good on that CT side, T side calling nuke is a whole different ball game. I like the delayed silo drop, right? They're waiting for a roof play. They're going to try and fall on main eventually. KD, and the longer that goes on, the less he's going to consider this, but he gets the spot, and now he can start to tag them up as they drop in. Nice stuff for Cadian, falling damage, and Refresh finishes the kill. Cadian will even clean up with the Julies handed over by Stown.
I like it. I like it. I like these. Tessez, ramp aggro, Refresh. There's no accounting for that, but yeah, guy just gets wrecked, doesn't he? through the door smoke and through the vent, wall banged out of the round. That's a nice opener for NIP moving into this first, you know, rifle v kind of rifle bonus.
Gamble, they leave ramp.
Completely giving it over. And NIP don't know about this. They're going back outside late here. Cadian is still posted up with this scout. The one thing that maybe gets a little bit worrying is at some point Cadian might have to consider that ramp is taken, right? And so this might make him leave outside. Well, now he sees all the smokes pouring over. So suddenly his attention is right back outside again.
Psych.
Not an outside play from NIP, though. They still look like they want to move into this A bomb site, but this is where everyone is right now for Heroic. This could be a bloodbath. One hell of a gamble. Is it going to pay off for Heroic? There's Cadian and Shush. Good for a killer piece. And the more kills that are coming in means they discount Tessez. He gets away with another. Yeri's lost Cadian, but one of these players is low. It's that decision to swing that leaves him in Nork's crosshair. No waiting around, none of these smokes. They've dropped this this early bit of utility, and actually might be to get Hampus down the vents. That's what it's looking like.
He's just hiding behind them right now. He didn't try and drop. You usually see this like coming in with boosts, like Fury do it a lot. They get two players outdoor behind the smoke and they boost up, but they're just hoping they don't get considered. Hampus, spam, and now they know. They hear the tag and they finish the job. Not falling for Hampus.
I like
tricks.
that. Bit of poetic revenge as well for Refresh. Yeah. You know, he got spammed through the vents last round. Well, this time he does it back to you.
And now they go outside. And there's almost no utility.
Oh, but look at Cadian. Look at Cadian. In secret. Stown's here outside as well, playing around the smokes and just shooting through them. Stown gets away with a kill and is still alive. He's still a threat and even resets into main. NIP, if they do try and commit down through secret, it's not a clear path. Cadian has been waiting here all damn round, and he don't miss those. The bomb now dropped down towards B. ZTR's retrieved it at least, and can maybe try rejoin Nork over here on the A site. But now that option's gone as well. ZTR, 1v4, and so many bodies here at A. It's not going to happen at A. 10 up on the...
So NIP heading ramp this time. Tess is ready with a grenade. He's called for Cadian at the right time. And now the Orb is here for support, allowing Tess to commit to the fights. He's not dropping. He's fighting for his life. And he's put up two, a third. Tess is cleaning it up. Cadian helps out, and it's a lovely round from Heroic.
And with Cadian also on top of Garage to draw the attention away, this could get messy. Stown with the double. Now they never expect a third player also aggressive outside. You're down to 3 if you're NIP, and Heroic are shuffling bodies back into this A site. The right place at the right time, and Cadian lighting them up as they get out the hut. There's the round locked in for Heroic, on to 12.
Heroic won't give you the gun rounds. The pistols won't be much prettier either. Stown, timing is everything. He gets out the vent in time and is posted for these kills. Bobski gets a wallbang through the hut, but Stown is disappearing and eviscerating his opponents. Popping in and out of the smoke. The nade will do the job. And even though he dies a hero. 13 rounds to Heroic. The pistols get cleaned up.
For those playoffs when things really, really start to matter, when you're up against the big boys.
My goodness.
Look at this out of Cadian, the aggression. He's in your face. He's in your side of the map. And the round's only just began. He takes the fight to Hampus. And Heroic, really starting to put the pressure on NIP as we get closer and closer to a 2-0 series.
He saw the molly and he hesitated like 1 second, like maybe I should. No, actually, I'm gonna go right through it. Takes 50, gets the kill, and it's exactly what we saw in Inferno, right? His willingness to fight down Banana, to AWP, you know, up into alt mid out of the spawn. No fear from this guy. And now again, the triple yard take. The mollies come down. NIP have to go or hide, and they go right into the HE. There are lots of players here. Stan's going to get flashed through from Refresh. Make sure to dodge it. Looking down, but not getting the kill. Popsky finds that opener. Cadian spamming on the cross. Now they know the AWP's there with a tech spamming, and he can drop and beat them to the punch. They get Secret, but as we've seen from the one round that NIP have managed to get down lower, Cadian was already here, and that is yet again the problem in mind. Nork won't get given a kill outside. Shush is not giving it up yet. And so Cadian, who's tucked back in the vents, they've got to cross right past him. Nice shot. Nork does find Shush eventually peeking out from heaven, and that's an option. That's an opportunity. Back into A. Refresh, hunkering down at the back of the bomb site and not giving away anything.
Yeah, Cadian's faking noise on the ladder as well, just reminding them that he's here. Keeping this locked off. Tessa's watching on from heaven, and Nork, not going to happen. There's the round for Heroic. Yeah, Refresh is in a really good spot to ruin their day. That's only a little bit of damage, and that opens up this opportunity to spill down through the vents or into this A site, but they don't commit to it. They throw all these footsteps in and now try to go back to ramp. Heroic haven't fallen for it. They haven't rotated away. Tessas is still here fighting to the very end, and Cadian even rotates in with his Tech 9, trying to deny them this ramp control. Get out, says Cadian. And he's trying to get Heroic onto 15, a missed shot here and there.
Heroic. And that makes the smokes miss Bloom. They still get down safely. Cadian, he forces Popsky through. He doubles back though. And now Cadian has chased him, finally punished. About time, I think. But Refresh is also here. So NIP don't decide to commit. They take all the room that they've been given and they start to wrap outside. Meanwhile, lobby getting corrupted. So Heroic have a lot of info, but with Refresh down B, it's confirmation that NIP aren't storming this lower bomb site. He hears and sees nothing. So they still need to remain aware that this could end up on that A site.
Oh, yeah, look, you see the kind of penny drop moment. They're staring onwards up into the heavens. They're keeping everyone over here on A bar Refresh, who's still waiting down at that B site. NIP in the 5-on-4, and the last thing they want is for this round of all rounds to turn against them in the man advantage with all the map control they want outside. The only thing that's left to do is play it through to the very end. The double molly in heaven has denied this point of rotation for the time being. Here comes the main split. Shush with the spray and a team kill at the wrong time. Oh no, NIP, it might get stolen away. The triple stack was in the right place and it striked at the right time. Hampus not accounting for Hut, not ready for the vent. He's surely dead when he taps this bomb. Baits that first peek out but doesn't stick the plant. And so there it is, Heroic locking the victory, 2-0.